Calling to whitetails, especially during the pre-rut, can be a very effective hunting strategy. However, it's important to keep in mind that bucks like to circle and approach the sound of the call downwind. Sometimes a hunter's call is effective, but the hunter may never even see that buck, especially in big timber country where you're calling and that buck can slide in without you ever knowing. Recently, team member Nathan Remole had the perfect setup for calling, and that hunt was very successful.
I'm kind of on top of a ridge. I've got some bedding just to my southwest, and I've got a southwest wind. Obviously it's perfect. Got cut beans right behind me here. We left the little standing beans here by the stand, which honestly isn't a huge attractant right now this time of year, but I'm hunting here mostly because of got a good creek crossing down right below this. The ridge here, it's like just a natural ramp up onto this field. And we've had some shooters up on this. We've got a camera here not far. We've had some shooters on this camera here the last few weeks. So I think where I'm at, once the wind dies down, I'm going to do a little calling too. And I think we've got some bedding down below me here. So I'm hoping maybe I can call something up this ridge. Have them try to circle downwind on me out right to the open bean field. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Nathan had permission to hunt his cousin's property in northern Missouri. That habitat is typical in that area. Large ag fields, small blocks of timber, or timber travel corridors in between ag fields. This type of habitat is fun to hunt because those pinch points and travel corridors are often easy to identify because of the habitat features. On the property Nathan could hunt, he had identified in a small block of timber a gentle elevator ridge. An elevator ridge is a gentle slope that makes it easy for deer to travel and make elevation changes, go from high to low easily without going up real steep terrain. And this little ridge that led from the creek up to an ag field at higher elevation, this nice little ridge was a great elevator ridge for deer to travel. Finding this, Nathan had placed his stand on the edge of the ag field, looking back towards that elevator ridge, hoping to catch bucks coming up, traveling that ridge out to the ag field. With a southwest wind, it was a great approach. In the afternoons, he could cut across that ag field, slide right into the timber, and overlook that little block of timber. What makes this such a great stand location for calling especially is that to his back, Nathan had that big wide open ag field. Bucks that were responding to a call, if they wanted to circle downwind, they had to go out in the open. Bucks that time of year, they're wanting to kind of hug cover, so it was more likely those bucks would respond to the call staying in the timber, favoring that cover, and if they did that, they couldn't get downwind of Nathan on that southwest wind. If they were coming to the call, they weren't going to win Nathan, and they'd likely be within range. Habitat features like this that block deer from circling downwind, whether that's a big open field or a pasture or a bluff, maybe a creek that you hang right up next to, well, those barriers create great hunting locations, and especially great hunting locations for calling. Nathan was in the tree the afternoon of November 5th, and he started rattling early during that hunt. Within just a few minutes, Nathan spotted antlers. This buck was obviously coming to investigate the source of the rattling. Two bucks fighting that time of year, that's communicating there's a receptive doe there and there's competition. That buck's not coming in full bore, but he's coming in to investigate.
That's fun right there. Now we just get that deer's dad to do that.
This was a good looking buck, but he got the pass. Nathan had several recent trail camera photos of a big old buck he had his eye on. He was hoping this buck would show during the hunt. Nathan let it sit a little while, and then he gave a few blind grunts. Once you know it, that same buck came back in. Again, those grunts were communicating a buck tending a doe. There's a receptive doe in the area, and this time of year, bucks are looking for those receptive does. Nathan did some calling throughout the rest of the hunt, but as light started to fade, he laid off. He wanted to give enough time before dark to allow deer to respond to his calling. And sure enough, right as light was fading, a couple young bucks were coming his way right along the edge of that field. As Nathan was watching these bucks, he heard crunching in the leaves coming up that elevator ridge. There was not one, but two nice bucks, and one of them was the buck Nathan was looking for. Now there's no way to be certain, but given the time of year, bucks are likely not traveling together. That's competition. They're wanting a receptive doe. They're wanting to keep other bucks away. Two big bucks like this coming in within range, well, they were probably answering Nathan's calling sequences throughout the afternoon, and they kind of came together and met right at the source of the sound.
Okay.
You may be thinking, man, that shot alerted the other buck, but that buck ran off. Nathan turned and looked. This second buck was right under his stand, and he goes and works a scrape just a few yards away.
see tines. And there's 3 good bucks in here. I don't know. Couldn't tell which was which. Right at last light. I hope you can see it on the camera. I had to shoot through a little bit of brush. I had a little opening. I don't think I hit any limbs, but it was like tight right there. Oh, that's crazy. What a hunt today. What a hunt.
Nathan was confident in the G5 dead meat, but he knew at that steep angle his entry had been a little high. He knew that exit was going to be okay, but knowing that high shot, he went ahead, backed out quietly, gave the buck a few hours, and then returned with his son Levi, who picked up the camera, and a couple buddies to help him drag that big old buck out of the woods.
All right, we got the whole clan out here, back at the scene of the crime. My arrow, I left an arrow stuck in the ground about 25 yards back here where the other one dropped out, and so we're gonna see if we can pick up the trail, see what we can find. That's him.
There he is. That's awesome. That's a great deer.
Yeah, great. He's
Mature.
What do you go here? That's about, what, 70? I don't know. 70, 80 yards?
He just went down here and died.
Look at those. I never noticed how
Yeah.
those brows looped forward. That's kind of funny.
Well, he's got some awesome character, man. That left side's awesome.
He does. That's cool. He got the little extra here. I don't know. He showed up a week and a half ago, and we could tell by his body he was a mature buck.
Awesome character here. Cool inside point. His brows curl in. It's a cool deer. It's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations, Nathan, on a great Northern Missouri buck. Nathan's hunting and calling strategy resulted in a nice set of antlers and lots of fresh venison for the Remole family. Nathan's hunt provides many great lessons to us as hunters. It's a great reminder of how to access a hunting location. You know, using that wind to blow across that field where deer aren't coming from. How to use the habitat features, the edge, the field, the timber, doing the legwork, finding those travel corridors, that elevator ridge where it bottlenecks deer down, finding those pinch points, and then using an effective calling strategy. All this paid off and it resulted in a successful hunt. If you've ever used calling as part of your hunting strategy, whether that's grunting, rattling, or something else, drop a comment below, share your hunt, and so we can all learn from your experience. Calling whitetails is very effective because it communicates a specific message. Our Creator has communicated a very specific message to us for our lives. He gives us that message in His Word, Scripture. I hope you slow down this week, enjoy creation, but take time every day to study the Creator's Word and His message for your life. Thanks for watching Growing Deer.